Hey guys, so just occurred to me, this is while I'm editing the video. It just occurred to me that I never really explained what the fuck these chassis braces are supposed to do. So, in a nutshell, they kind of function the same way as a strut tower brace. When you're taking a turn, whichever side of the turn your car is facing, the other side's going to have a tendency to flex backwards. And the chassis just flexes in general. So when you put a brace against the fender, it's not going to want to flex. So that's the purpose of them. I know Mazda Miatas have them, and the person of whom I bought them from has made them for Mazda Speed 3s and shit too. So I know they actually do something. He's told me that it can make your turning radius better. It just makes turning better, makes the car a little bit stiffer. You'll hear my thoughts and opinions at the end of the video. I just wanted to put this in really quickly. I wish I had thought to do this back when I still had the fender brace off the car, because right now it is on the car. So that's my bad. Sorry about that. My videos have been a bit janky. I'm still learning the YouTube thing. I'm trying to be better about putting all the info I need in the video before I think of something else afterwards. So it's my bad. Now we will cut to the video. Thank you so much. To get the fender off, there is a 10mm that's right here, which I already went ahead and took that off. Got to pull the fender liner back. There's a 10 here. There's going to be a 10 here, a 10 here. You may or may not have to take these two off. You're gonna have to want to take this off, because this part of the cowl is connected to the fender. And then there's a 10 there. And I'll let you know when I find the others. Alright. There is a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here, which involves you taking this cowl off, as I showed you how to do before. On the bottom of the bumper, there's that little guard that goes here underneath it. It's a push clip that you pull back. Pull out the side skirt a bit. Sorry. Here's a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here. It's those teeny tiny little screws. Pull those out, then you pop this out, and then you pull this fender back far enough to where you can get to this area, which I'll show you what to do. So this is what it's supposed to look like. You've got the bolts in here, and the bolts in here, and there's a little plate that you put behind this guy and this guy. So just to recap how I took the fender off, 10 mil here, 10 mil here, 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 and there's one here that supports it to the headlight. So those 10 mils for your perspective will be here, here, over here, 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 and here. And then there's the 3 screws here, here, and here that hold the fender on, and then there's a plastic clip here. Alright. One of them fell to the ground. 12 mil to this, zip it off to get the air intake out of the way if you have an aftermarket intake. I took a little ratcheting wrench to get this guy off. To get the guy back there off, you're gonna wanna take a pocket screwdriver or something, pop this clip off. Try not to lose it. Yay. Oof. Yep, try not to lose it. And here with all my spare parts. Go ahead and get the tool you just put away because you forgot something again. Pop this guy off. Pop this guy off. When it decides it wants to come off. the hardest parts is 10 mil there. Zip this guy off, this guy off. You're gonna want to pull this cowl off like I'm about to do. The hardest part is there's a bracket here where you have to fight the fender to get it over this bracket, and then to get this portion under here out from under there, and then you're gonna pull the fender back basically to get to inside of it. That's him being right here. There's probably a better way to do this, I just don't know what it is. And then this guy back here, you have to fight that to get it around the hood. Gotta take that 10 mil out. And try not to drop the 10 mil like I just did. Oh, thank God. Now the fender is completely free for the most part. Well, I forgot my own steps. Get this. So the reason I did it this way was the first fender brace I did, I wanted to do that mostly on my own, as I have never done anything like this before. So this time I'm trying to show you guys exactly what I had to do to make this video as smooth and as informative as possible. The most difficult part about all this, besides bending the fender, is A, making sure you didn't warp the fender, and then B, trying to make sure you didn't scratch the paint. And you don't have to remove the bumper the way I did. I only removed the bumper because I am installing 2010 Sentra headlights while I'm at it. As you can see here, I think that looks a hell of a lot cleaner. Okay, there we go. You're not going to use that foam part anymore. 12 mil. And that guy down there on that door jam is a 12 mil. With the fender brace kit, he will give you this guy here. You're going to use these bolts here. And he specified to me that you need it when you put it behind the fender like I'm about to show you. You need to have the bolt facing this way and not this way. If you have it facing this way, you're going to be fighting against the welds and quite possibly crack or break them. What I did was I tightened these 12 mils here a bit in order to give this something to be supported on. This will go behind here on this side. You're gonna slide it behind the fucking fender, and then you're gonna hold this with your finger and thread the bolt in. If you drop it in there, get a magnet, stick it in there, it'll come out. Got them on. There is no torque spec for these guys. I just treat them like they're oil drain bolts. Just tighten it till it's snug. Everything else is the reverse of removal. Hey guys, so I didn't record most of the putting it back together. because as I said, it's the reverse of everything I just did. And I did additional things also that I'll show you later, such as new spark plugs that were one step colder. They were the BQ35 VHR spark plugs, and I can put a part number here for them also. And I relocated my Mishimoto catch can with new red hoses. I put it on the driver's side strut tower. It's more out of the way. It should be easier to empty the catch can once it gets full, because when it's next to the alternator, it's actually really difficult to unscrew it and screw it back. And like I said, I think it looks nicer. So got the fender braces on, and I did some aggressive driving. What are my thoughts and opinions? At low speeds, they're like coilovers. You're not really gonna notice anything. Higher speeds, and especially once you start taking tighter turns, it makes itself known more. The steering seems to be a bit tighter, and honestly the car almost feels like it wants to oversteer a little bit, which for autocross situations is very good. It's something you want the rear end to want to come out more so you can take corners better. So those braces cost me about $350 from OG Fabrications. The seller does not have them listed on his actual website. I had to specifically request him to make those. I had seen them on the Nissan B16 page before, so that was the only reason I even knew of their existence, and then I contacted the seller. So ease of installation, I'll put it at a 4 out of 10, because that 110mm behind the door, and then the 10mm that connects the bumper to the fender, the 10mm that connects the fender to the headlight assembly, and then I believe it's 4 10mm alongside the top of the fender, and you pull the fender back. It's not that bad, it's just a little bit tedious. Then, as I showed you also, you have to take off the windshield cowl in order to do it. And installing the brace itself, it was nothing. It took me maybe 2 minutes to install it. No, as I said, no specified torque spec for it, because obviously it's an aftermarket item. It was never made for my car. I just tightened it like it was a drain plug, just tight enough to make sure you know what's tight. Definitely do not over tighten. So driving now, the steering does feel a little bit firmer, I want to say, on here. I'm actually getting onto a highway off ramp right now, 60 miles an hour. Gonna downshift to a third. I'll let you know how it feels along this turn. Okay. So the turn in itself does seem to be a little bit better. Now, this could also be because I knew what to look for change-wise after I did them. But the car does definitely seem to be a tad bit more nimble. The seller of the braces has also told me that it will help reduce wheel hop, which is always a good thing. Which is always a good thing, as I said. So I don't really see any downsides on the braces, and before the crush point on the fenders, the crush point being in the event that you get into an accident, which I hope does not happen, that part of the fender will crush on itself. So it does end behind that crush point, so it's not like you're compromising safety or anything. So I would say that if you're looking for more nimble, for the car to be a little bit more nimble, I think these are a good buy. Definitely. Especially with the fact that the B16 Sentras don't have a lot of aftermarket as it is. I think any little thing you can do to the car will always help it. So that's my 2 cents. So I wanted to give a company a shout out. They are called Z Life Performance, I believe. Sorry, Z Life Forever. And they made me this really nice B16 hoodie. So I have a blue one and a black one. It's very warm, very comfortable. It fits tightly to my body, which are all things that I look for in a hoodie. They were nice and custom made one for me, and now it is available on their website. If I can't post a picture here somewhere, I will just post a link in the description below. So they're not paying me at all to do this. I'm just trying to be nice and recommend a company that went out of their way to do something nice for me. So now in terms of the car, as I said, I did the VQ35 HR spark plugs, which are supposed to be 1 step colder. Then I ran some red Mishimoto hose to my catch can here. It's a lot easier for me to just squeeze my hand around here between the 2 hoses to unscrew it than it was for me to squeeze my hand between the grounding cable and the alternator, which, as you can imagine, gets hot as shit. And I just think that looks cleaner. And I did the 2010 Sentra headlights, which I gotta say I fucking love. Then off camera, I did fog lights. Only thing that's driving me crazy right now is this gap right here, which definitely was not there before. I'm gonna buy a new clip to try to see that and fix it. So in terms of future mods, I should be getting the infamous uprev tune that is called Hot Sauce. So I'm going to be buying the license tomorrow if money looks good, and I will show how you buy that license, because some of you might be like me and you don't know the first fucking clue about tuning. So you have to buy the license on Uprev's website. I'm going to get what they call the reflash license, which is basically if you already have an Uprev cable already, then you just pay for the license at that point so you can actually use the cable. And then there is an ARC license, ARC, which will allow me to have launch control, which, since I'm doing autocross, that's something I would really like to have. So yep, those are coming. I have an harmonic mid pipe on the way to go down there below this really nice looking header, and then I'll be getting a vibrant velocity stack and vibrant air filter. I have a little 350Z carbon fiber cutout to go there. I have not installed it yet because I don't want to go ahead and cut a hole in my bumper and then install the velocity stack, and that turns out that the hole in the bumper does not line up with the air filter anymore. So those are all things that are coming. Please stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching.